Hello, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Great to see you. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. It's Trish Carr, and I'm here with another episode of Be Real, Get Real with Women's Prosperity Network. And this is the show where we transcend looking at a brand, looking at products and services, and instead we realize that people do business with people, not with business. So getting to know the person behind the brand, behind the business, creates affinity, creates like, creates trust. And isn't that what really motivates us to do business with people? Is getting to know them and knowing that we can trust them and that we like them. And that's what this is all about. So it's my pleasure to welcome you here today. And I would love to ask you a favor. If you would, go ahead and give me a comment and let me know you're here. And also, you see that little button down there that says share? Go ahead and hit that button and share and invite your friends and the people around you to take a look too, because we are going to be here for about 15 minutes. It's a short conversation, but you are going to meet an incredible woman. Let me tell you a little bit about Jewanna White. She is a medical intuitive, which I can't wait to hear more about exactly what that means. And what she does is she creates awareness and connects the mind, the body, and the soul. We all hear about Western medicine and we hear about Eastern philosophies, and what she does, it seems, is brings it all together so that the whole person is being treated. She's known as the midlife resuscitator. I like that. And she uses a unique system of CPR, not your traditional CPR, but CPR meaning connecting, processing, and releasing so that you begin your journey back to the life you were created to live. Now, this woman has been involved with the medical side of things since she was 19 years old. At 19, she became a nursing assistant and a phlebotomist. You know, that person who takes the blood out of your arm? A good phlebotomist, oh my God, is worth their weight in gold. Okay? Sometimes I have a black and blue, and sometimes they can't get it in at all, right? Sometimes they get it in so beautifully. I'm like, are you done? So that's a great skill to have. But, you know, she took a detour when she was about 21 years old. She lives on Long Island, and she got a great job with the Long Island Railroad and worked there for 23 years. But the thing is, here's what she did. While she was working for the Long Island Railroad, she got a bachelor's degree in biblical studies, an associate's degree in massage therapy, and right now she's getting a master's degree in Chinese medicine with a focus on acupuncture. A Reiki master, a trained clairvoyant, a holistic coach. I could go on and on, but here's the most important thing. She's the single mom of two amazing young men, and she knows how to juggle her time. Any of you with kids know you've got to be a really good juggler, especially if you're a single mom. So she's the founder of You Factor Wellness, and we're going to talk more about that. She works with women that are ready to harness the power within to transcend from their current existence to a more empowered reality. Welcome, 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 Jewanna White.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm so happy to have you with me today. So great.
Be here. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, you are amazing. That's you. I know. Isn't it funny when you hear somebody read your bio, you go, wow, that was, who is that?
Right. Exactly.
It's great. It really is great. You know, the other thing that I know about you is you love good company, food, music. What kind of music you listening to these days?
Anything that keeps me up, that turns me on. I told them the other day, my favorite song in the morning now is I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. It wakes
I
me
love
up.
that. That's a great song. I have a playlist called Good Morning, and it has that song on it, and Wake Me Up Before You Go Go.
Right, yeah, that's an excellent one.
Good Morning by the Beatles. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of them too. So yeah, Yeah, that's a good song as a go-to song.
Yeah.
I want to dance with somebody.
Yeah. Anytime I feel a little and need to shake it off, that's what I put on and start
Yeah,
dancing around the house. It feels good.
I love it. And I see that you have an anatomy model right behind you. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's my passion is the body and just learning and understanding how it all works together. I love
Yeah.
it.
Well, and that's what you do is you work with people so that they can have it all working together. Because we
Exactly.
all know that if, you fix the symptom of the pain in your stomach, you still have whatever the emotional thing is that was attached to it,
The
right?
root is what I call it. What actually caused that symptom or that pain? You
Yeah.
can take care of the symptom or the pain, but there is a cause for it. So that's what I like to get into with my clients is
Yeah.
what is
Well,
causing this?
and that's what people want. They don't want you to just give me listen, some people want you to give them a pill, but some people want to be done with this. And how can I be done with whatever this situation is? And that's where you come in. It's
Yeah.
like you can get all the tests in the world, but when the test doesn't show it physically, there's something else happening.
And that's exactly it. That was my wake up call, actually. What I call it is because my body was doing so many things. I was tearing my shoulder, my knee. I mean, just pain. It was just pain everywhere. And it feels like it was my job. It feels like it was everything else. But until I really started getting to the root of what was going on, is where the change happened. But going to the doctor and just getting a pill or injections and I'm like, what is happening here? And then I realized in looking in statistics, 70% of Americans are on at least one pill. I didn't want to be a part of that statistic. So I'm like, for that to be a part of my everyday life, that's not how I envision life for myself. So
Mhm.
that's where the change really took place for me is my own body. It was breaking down. And getting to the root of it has been the most fulfilling part of my life, I could say.
And now you help other people do the same thing. I mean, what's better in life than being able to take what you learned to that really made a difference for you and bringing it to other people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
one of the things you were talking about when we first were discussing was you had pain into power, and there was something there that went on for you. Tell me a little bit about that.
Ooh. So I had a lot of pain points in my life, and they were all happening at one time. So financially, I was filing bankruptcy. My house was in foreclosure, but I was getting up and I was going to work and doing what I was supposed to do every day. But meanwhile, I'm in court for bankruptcy and my house is going through foreclosure. My body was literally, I tore my shoulder. I couldn't lift it. I couldn't put my hand up above my head. I was doing what I was supposed to do. And all I could do at that time was say, okay, where do I go? But church. That was the
Mm.
hospital for my community is go to church. It heals everything. And even during that process, I was still in so much pain. And then to add insult to injury, I got church hurt. So all this hurt and pain was happening in my life at one time. And not until I really sat back and went into and coming out of the victim, why is this happening to me? And start saying, okay, what do I need to see here? I can't take anymore. I had to give it up. I had to surrender to the pain. And when I surrendered to the pain is when things started happening. I say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So surrendering to that pain made the teachers appear in my life. And they taught me to take my power back. You are not a victim. This is not happening to you. This is happening for you. You just have to figure out why. And understanding the why. My favorite proverb was get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. understanding why this is happening to me, understanding why I'm in the place that I'm in, and understanding that this pain is not here to hurt me. It's here to show me something. That was the most powerful turn I could ever take in life.
It's so profound what you just said there. First of all, the surrender to the pain. So what does that mean? Surrender to the pain. It's like, okay, here I am, God. Whatever is happening, just I know you're trying to tell me something.
It's just that. I guess an example I can give for turning my pain into power, surrendering to the pain, is being able to say, no, I can't handle it anymore. I couldn't handle my mortgage anymore. It was too much. It was more than I could bear. Surrendering to that pain and going through the process of a foreclosure enlightened me to my rights and my rules and things that as a homeowner you have the right for, and being able to stand in the power of fighting that. I can tell you that I'm a woman that hasn't paid a mortgage since 2012, and they have not been able to put me out of my house because it's mine. I own it. But going through that pain is the only way that I was able to stand in that power and surrendering to the pain and saying, I cannot do it anymore. If I continue to fight and be scared of what was going to happen to me and let that fear overtake me, the teachers would never appear to show me the path that I should go. So that's what I say about surrendering to that pain.
I can so relate to that. I can so relate. A lot of people, including myself, in the early 2000s were dealing with foreclosures. I was dealing with 3 of them at one time because I was a real estate investor. And like you, at first I was thinking, okay, I'll just go into hiding about this. But once I realized that there are things I can do, it changed everything. And it sounds like the same thing happened for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell me, what did you mean by church hurt?
Well, church hurt was when my path changed, when I started questioning the path or where I was currently being fed, as you would say, spiritually. And I went within myself and knew it was time for me to move. I wasn't growing the way I was or things, and the ridicule and the shame that came from that was very painful. It was from the people that I honored and I adored, and to the point where I would give them gifts of all kinds, and to just be talked about and treated the way I was treated when it was just time for me to move in a different direction, that hurt. It hit my soul. It hit my soul.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry that happened. You know, sometimes the people closest to us that are supposed to be the most supportive are the ones who are the most difficult when it comes time for you to change. They just don't want you to leave. Sort of like the crab in the bucket trying to get out and everybody pulls them down. Oh, you're not going anywhere. Right? Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it hurts sometimes when you're trying to go somewhere and the people that you love pull you down.
Yeah, you're right. It's a big surprise. You don't
Yeah.
expect it, but it happens.
It does.
And you've been through it. You know, being a Long Island Railroad worker. So I used to live in New York. I live in South Florida now, but I lived on Long Island. I took the Long Island Railroad into the city all the time. I still do because I come to visit a lot. And every time I get on that train, I remember the shooting that happened, which was, I can't even remember, was it in the 1990s or early 2000s?
It was in the 90s. I remember because I was not working at the railroad at the time, but my mother was a conductor for the railroad as well. And she was supposed to go to work. That was her train to work that day. And she took off. So I'll never forget that Ferguson, because her last name is Ferguson as well. So I'll never forget. Yeah, that, because even they ridiculed my mom, was like, did you know that was going to happen? Was that your brother? Like, we heard a lot of backlash from that. But the beauty that came from that, she took the day off and was not on that train that day.
Wow. Talk about divine intervention.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, you know, Unfortunately, mass shootings have been going on for a long time. And in the 90s was when I saw them really accelerate. And there was a person who got on the train and just shot a bunch of people. I think 8 people died.
Yeah.
And you're always going, why? Like there's a reason, the person's just wacky. Even if they have a reason, it's got to be wacky.
Right.
So that's got to be, that had to have been a moment for you.
Yeah, it was.
It's like one of those moments. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have those. I mean, and these are things that people don't think about. They ride the train and it's fun. It's, an exciting thing, but we come across a lot of things on the job. I mean, you can, on an average, we probably get a person that kills themselves once a week because they're jumping in front of the train. That also shows the level of where people are, because they're killing themselves and they use a train to do it. So that's another part of the job that people don't even consider that we have to deal with. And as a conductor, we have to come off that train, go on the tracks, and now identify and say, yes, this person is dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's no wonder that you wanted to retire and move on. It's no wonder. Well, now you're doing U-Factor Wellness. So tell me about U-Factor Wellness.
Well, U-Factor Wellness is all about you. It's where you come within, where you come to that inner being and you heal yourself. We can all say that we go to someone to heal us, but it's within. You got to believe in your healing to be healed. So as much as I can massage someone, if they don't believe that they can be healed or they're not going to have that pain anymore, that pain will still show up. So U-Factor Wellness is a way that I just guide people to go within to heal themselves and stop looking outside.
And it's the combination of using your skills, like Reiki. Look who's calling, spam risk. But it's a combination of so you have methods, physical methods, massage, Reiki, soon acupuncture, and you mix those treatments with the emotional side.
Right. Along with some meditation and just some guidance. And you'll see things just start to change. It's amazing. Just when you're willing to do it. Again, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So whenever a person is willing, it's a process that just unfolds, and it's a beautiful process.
Well, and I like, the point that you come to the realization that I got to surrender. I just have to let this go and know that I can't manage this anymore and look for help. And that's what you did. You found the teachers to appear for you. And oftentimes we get to the point where, okay, I'm going to surrender and I'm just going to let it happen, whatever happens. But, the teachers appear for a reason. So you got to take their help.
That's it.
And that's one of the hardest things for a lot of us, especially women, right? We're the nurturers. We're the helpers. We're not supposed to ask for help. Oh, no. So how do what do you say to people who are listening, who are saying, yeah, I know I could use help, but I'll try to fix it myself first?
I say support is the biggest thing that anybody can have, is support in any relationship, in anything. And that's why it's the base of who we are. That's our root chakra down there, is support. So wherever you feel you are supported is where you need to be. And it's a feeling. When I come into the channel with WPN and all my sisters there, it's the support that's taking me to the next step, because I don't always have the next step or feel like I know the next step or even want to deal with the next step. But having the support of my coaches and my peers and people that's thinking like me is bar none. That's what I would say is definitely the support.
Well, thanks for that little plug for Women's Prosperity Network, because that's what we're here for. It's first of all to show you you're not alone. We're all in this together. You
Right.
had a foreclosure? Me too. I win. I have three. Right? You know,
And
it's
if you
like
move
you're not
past that,
correct and not living in the victimhood of all of it.
right.
And that's at Women's Prosperity Network. Not only do we provide support, but we give training and connections and referrals and all that great stuff. So thank you for that. And I know that you have a Facebook group on U Factor Wellness. Tell me about what you can expect in that group. And I invite everybody to please join. I just put the link up. So make sure you go to U Factor Wellness with the U on Facebook. Tell us about it.
So you factor wellness is where I just bring consciousness to the inner you, to the inner being. And you just look for what I call my ER visits, which are energy revivals. So you'll just be, your energy will be revived by coming to you factor wellness.
Oh, that's nice. I love that. Well, be sure to go there. Thank you so much,
Thank
Jewanna, for
you
being
for
so
having me.
transparent and for sharing your journey and what you've been through. We've all been through so many experiences, and when we meet each other, we don't get to those. So thank you for sharing in this short time your
Thank
journey
you.
and how you make a difference for other people in their journey. What would be the one suggestion you would give to people who might be feeling like you were feeling at that time? There's just so much. I'm in pain.
I say take 5 deep breaths to yourself. If you can do that a day, 5 deep breaths to yourself, you change not only your breathing patterns and your thought processes, and you begin to bring light to places that you didn't even know if you just focus those 5 deep breaths a day to yourself.
Good beginning. Definitely a good beginning. Be sure to connect with Joanna at ufactorwellness.com. I'm sure she's got some fun stuff on her website too for you, right?
Yes, some freebies that you can go and download.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
go ahead and get your freebies and connect with Jewanna White. She's an amazing woman, another amazing member of Women's Prosperity Network. And you'll get to meet her when you connect with us at womensprosperityNetwork.com. Jewanna, thank you so much for being with us today and for sharing your truth.
Thank
And
you.
thank all of you for joining us for this broadcast. Please, please share, if you will, on social media. Just click that share button and leave a comment. Let me ask you, what was your defining moment? We all have defining moments, but at what point were you like, I'm done here, I'm finished? Give me that comment below. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Thank you, Jewanna.
Thank
Take care. We'll
you.
see you all again next week for another episode of Be Real, Get Real with Women's Prosperity Network.